Dr. Vijayam Ravi ma'am for humanity, one love, one heart.
Namaste. Good evening to all of you. A very, very warm good evening and namaste to all the dignitaries present here, to the learned teachers and principals and parents, and also to my very dear colleagues from HEMA Foundation. It is a pleasure to see you after a month. This value humanity, when I think about it, I feel it all can be summed up in one sentence. All the 48 values that HEMA Foundation has done as movies, and they're all based on each value. And all those values in sum total stand for this single value, humanity. And that is a privilege that we have at HEMA Foundation to present before you today. And this topic, humanity, is so very, very important because for the last, I think about 10 days or 15 days, we have been watching the TV channels and news and all that about how an innocent girl has been chopped into pieces by her lover and thrown away, and what kind of a human being that he is. Similar things are one by one occurring across the country, across the world. Now, why is this happening? And as teachers, you, me, and principals, like all of us, do we have a responsibility towards our children? And HEMA Foundation is seriously contemplating through this topic, and also to reach out to all the members here, that maybe we shall revisit our goals, our objectives of education by spreading the value of humanity more so among children. And here I am today to give you a perspective of combining this value with 3 subjects, namely science, math, and English, as usual, integrating the values. It is very easy to advise people. Now, we are all good at advising people. As long as it is not for us, it is for others, we become very good advisors, very good human beings. But the difficulty of humanity is in practicing it. People speak, but rarely they practice. And very few people do practice also. But we do not know with what intention they practice. That also has to be looked into. So a very, very clear, transparent perspective is what we teachers have to give to our students. Now, humanity is actually, being human is a given thing. But practicing humanity is a choice. And that choice has to be given to the students. And who can give it to the students? We teachers. At home, parents can teach that. At school, where they spend most of their time, at educational institutions, even I include even the higher educational institutions, that we have to practice this value. And the value, the word humanity actually is a Latin word. It comes from the word humanitas, which means human nature, nature of kindness, etc. So, humanity per se, if I start explaining to you, it is actually a sum total of several values. That is why I mentioned all the 48 values would go into it. Values like mercy, sympathy, empathy, compassion, kindness, love, gratitude. So many values are there. If a person practices all these values, he becomes humane. He is a practicer, preacher of humanity. That one heart and one love is because love is the value which encompasses the entire values into it. And if a heart is practicing love, then that heart is humane. And we as teachers, we have a responsibility to teach the children through subjects. More than advising them, teaching them through subjects will reach the value to them very well. So let us see how this value humanity can be taught to the children or brought to the children through science. And the topic that I am taking, for example, is, in standard, I think it's in standard 6 or so, there is a topic in science called good and bad conductors of electricity. And you have all seen this, isn't it? You've all seen this. This is an electrical tester. And this one, and you have seen the electricians using it very well to see whether there is an electricity flowing through any plug or any opening. So this part is made of plastic, and he holds it here. He doesn't touch it here. This is metal. So he doesn't touch it here. Okay. Now conductors, what are these conductors? Conductors are the ones who allow electric current to go through it. And metals like silver, copper, etc. are good conductors of electricity. Whereas carbon, wood, etc., they are not good conductors of electricity. So let me just show you one small bit of a video to get you an idea about it. And one second. Just a second. Okay. Excuse me for one moment, please. No, I am not getting it anyway. Forget it then. That's no problem. Okay, let me give you this example. See, there is a metal. You have seen electricity gets transferred from a source wherever it is being prepared, be it water or solar panel or wherever it is. The electric ions, the electricity carrying ions, they move through the conductor. And there is one terminal and there is another terminal. The source terminal and the ending terminal. And electricity passes through the wire. Silver carries electricity. Copper is a good conductor of electricity. So those conductors which allow electric current to move through, they are called good conductors. Whereas wood, coal, etc. are not good conductors of electricity for the simple reason that they do not allow the electric current to move through. Now, there is a very important thing in this movement of electrons through this conductor is that, the terminal, both the terminals have to be properly connected. Now, when electricity moves through, it reaches the appliances like your electric bulb or fan or your heater or your TV, whatever is your home appliance, the electricity reaches there and it lights up the bulb, heats up, the fan starts rotating. So all the home appliances start functioning when the terminals are properly connected. If the terminals are not properly connected, there comes a short circuit and the entire connectivity gets burnt off. This also we have seen. Now here in this electric tester, this plastic is given here because it is not conducting electricity. So if this is the terminal 1 and this is other terminal, so when the circuit is complete, this part, the tester gives a light. The lighting here in the tester tells you, yes, there is a flow of electricity. When the bulb is lighted up, you come to know, yes, electricity is flowing. Why is it important to you? When you teach this conductor of electricity, how is it that you can teach about humanity? I am saying, my very dear teachers, humanity is like an electric circuit. It is a good conductor. It is a good conductor. And all the ions that are moving through, if you consider them as different values like gratitude, mercy, sympathy, empathy, compassion, kindness, love, you call it anything, all these are flowing through this conductor, which is the human being. So human being is the good conductor of all these values. Now, what does the human being do? It originates in your heart. Your heart is your first terminal, and from the terminal it originates, and it flows through the conductor, through you, through your behavior, through your interactions with your friends, relatives, or anyone. And when it goes into the society to the other member, there is happiness there. There is smile. If you are kind, the people also will be kind to you. If you are respectful, people are respectful to you. It gets resonated. The other end, which is there, the bulb of humanity, the bulb of the society gets lighted up. When these good values move through the human beings become a conductor. Human being actually is a transformer. We can consider him or her as a transformer. It transforms the electricity to the terminal so that the other terminal gets the required electricity or energy to light up. When you teach your students about good and bad conductor of electricity, tell them that they have to be a good conductor of humanity. If they are, or if they turn out to be a bad conductor. Now, what is a bad conductor? It does not carry any emotions. It does not carry any values. It carries hatred, or the person is so cold. He doesn't show any emotion of love or compassion. Then the terminal is cut off. The relationship is broken. Humanity ceases to exist. Tell your children they cannot afford to be a bad conductor of values. Tell them that they have to be a good conductor of values, like a good conductor of electricity, which lights up lives, brings smiles to the people. So this is how I will connect humanity with good and bad conductors of electricity. Now, when it comes to mathematics, I think there is a concept called straight line. The straight line they teach in smaller classes also. In 11th standard also you have straight line. Now, straight line actually is defined as a combination of several points. It's just a straight line. There are several points, and if you connect all those points, it goes to infinity. There is no beginning and there is no end for a straight line, unless and otherwise you define it. All right. So, usme kya hota hai ki, like, if you want, and at each point, if we consider each point on a straight line, suppose another line, a segment, is intersecting the straight line, then there is an angle created. You can have an acute angle, which is less than 90 degrees. You can have a right angle, which is 90 degrees. You can have an obtuse angle, which is more than 90 degrees. Okay, any angle, you have reflex angle, several angles. But the sum total of all these angles is equal to 180 degrees. And that is the reason you call it as a straight line. This is how you teach them. There are 3 types of straight lines. You have a diagonal line, you have a horizontal line, you have a perpendicular line, so a vertical line. So you have different types of lines, whatever they are. An angle comes into play when they touch any point on the straight line, and that forms the vertex. And the vertex an angle is made. Sum total of the angle is 180, as I mentioned. If I am teaching straight line to the students, then I would say the straight line is humanity. Each value, gratitude, compassion, kindness, mercy, love, and gratitude, anything you call, all are simple points. Consider them as small points on the line, big line, infinite line of humanity. And when a human being touches, consider the human being as a segment. And if that human being touches any particular point, an angle is created, a vertex is created, a vertex of gratitude, a vertex of kindness, a vertex of compassion, empathy, sympathy, anything. Put all that together, he becomes a complete human being. His vertices are all equal to 180 degrees. That humanity, that line, straight line is extended. It doesn't have an end. It goes on and on and on and on. So I would tell my students, you have to be like a straight line, because you have that line of humanity, straight line of humanity in you. Several points, vertices are there in you, and all those vertices make connections with any other human segment. When you interact, come in contact, make an angle, and remember to make always an open angle, 180 degree, open mind, receiving people, accepting them to your own self. So this is how I will teach them mathematics of straight line. Now, when it comes to English, I would say, there are, this is particularly seen among teachers who teach in the smaller classes, particularly in the preschool, primary schools and all that. Teachers teach them pleasantries. When they tell the students, when someone gives you something, you have to say thank you. When someone helps you somebody, you have to say thank you, great. And then when someone says thanks to you, no mention, please, it's all right. Like that, they are teaching you several pleasantries. All right. Now, there are so many such pleasantries in English language. Thank you is a simple word. It's a very simple word. But that thank you word connects with human beings like nobody's business. Suppose someone is helping me when I really need that help, or when I really, we are all of us, all human beings in this universe are at some point in time fighting their own battle within. All right. And certain things they may be able to share, certain things they may not be able to share, but someone out there would be watching you and maybe gently touching you. It's all right. That touch makes a lot of sense to you. You feel like thanking him. There will be 1 or 2 tears in your eyes. The word thank you in English language, dhanyavad in English, and nandri in Tamil, all these words, they are so beautiful and so very important words which teachers have to teach. People use several words like, oh, I can't thank you enough, is a way of expressing thank you. My God, I stand in gratitude. You are so dear. You made my day. I don't know how to thank you. And some people gently touched their hand and bent their head like this. Several expressions of thanking people. What does this word thank you carry behind it? Nothing else other than a word of gratitude. A gratitude which expresses that you have done something to me, and when I needed it most, you have done, and I don't know to thank you. So sometimes, even any language for that matter, be it English or any language, become useless to convey your emotions to people, the word thanks to people. So the teachers, when you teach these words of pleasantries, tell them that they are touching on each value. Gratitude, मैंने बताया, mercy, sympathy, empathy, kindness, compassion, love, all these are touch points for the word thank you. And when they are saying any of these words, I appreciate it, thank you enough, I can't thank you enough, I am in gratitude, you are so dear, all these, whenever they utter such words, make them understand that they are traveling. They are actually traveling on the line of humanity, touching each point at every moment in time. And the end what is happening is that a very, very strong relationship gets ascertained, formed, which you can revel, think about it, and feel very happy about it. And one more thing also, as teachers, you will have to tell them while you teach these pleasantries is that your face, your expressions, your eyes have to say thank you. You can say thanks in a cold way, thank you. Thank you so much. Your eyes must speak, your face must speak. Whatever in your heart must come in your words. Then only you are touching those vertices, those points, and the humanity line becomes extended. This is how I will teach them English with the word. Now, having said that, teachers, you have this I am talking to you with my experience of moving with several schools and several teachers and principals I've been meeting all along. After this pandemic, there has been a situation where everyone is going through a transition, a depression phase. Everyone has faced, almost 90% of humanity has faced some kind of a loss or a pain. They're all going through that. So we have to tell our students that they have to be more and more responsive towards human emotions, particularly humanity, because this humanity is something which is, like as I said, the electric wire, the connectivity, one heart, one love. Let me conclude today's program by giving you a small story about it. There was a very rich man. He owned a boat. He called an old man to paint the boat. You might have heard this story, but it's very appealing at this point in time. Hence, I'm saying this. So he called the old man to paint the boat, and the old man came and started painting the boat. Now, while painting the boat, the hull of the ship or the boat had a hole. So he quietly patched up that hole and painted it. And the owner of the boat gave him enough money and he went back. The very next day, the owner of the boat stood in front of this old man with a very fat check. He said, "Sir, you have given me the money what I deserved yesterday." No, you don't know. You deserve much more than what you did. How? You painted, you closed that hole. I forgot to mention to you that there is a hole, but you painted that also and repaired that hole also. Yesterday, my children took the boat for a small cruise there in the ocean, and I forgot to tell them that there is a hole. And later, when I came to realize that they have left already, I was so worried. In the night when they returned, I came to know that you have patched it up. My friend, you have done a great job, and this is my way of thanking you. This man said, sir, that was just my job. Just I saw something which needed to be looked into. I just patched up. You know, in our life, we patch up several holes in others' lives. While we travel, while we go along our life, we patch up the holes. Several leaks of human beings, we close the leaks. Several tears you wipe, and that is humanity. And if the other person is saying thanks to you, it is his way of showing humanity. You have to tell the students that they have to wipe the tears of others, fill up the leaks, close the holes of several people, and just get going, not even to wait to receive a thanks from anyone. If it comes then at once, it is good. If it doesn't come then, sometime it will come to them in some other way. Tell them to be humane. God bless you. Thank you very much.